We come from the sea many, many generations back, and so too does salt. It's our flavor connection to that long and ancient past. Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello. How are you doing today? I'm so glad that you've come in to the salt shop here in Tingledom. We have all manner of salts here, but we do focus primarily on culinary salts. If you're looking for bath salts or even more like our salt lamp here, there's other places to go. We really like to delve into the culinary salts and the uses of culinary salts. So, this is a little collection, and it's a nice introduction to the world of culinary salts, which is why we generally like to start you on a collection such as this. But first, I'd just like to talk a little bit about salt in general. Salt has been a very sought after thing for thousands of years. In the Roman Empire, it was what paid people's salary, which is also where we get the term salary from. The sal being the same sal in salt. Salt has many uses in the culinary world. It is used for seasoning. Can make bland foods such as bread and pasta palatable. But it also helps to bring out the natural flavors in other sorts of food. Salt has been used for a long period of time as a preservative. Salt brine dehydrates bacterial cells and helps to inhibit the growth of bacteria, which allows food to stay preserved for longer. Salt is also used for texture. In bread dough, it strengthens the gluten, which improves the structure and thus the texture when you eat the final bread. It also improves the tenderness in cured meats by promoting the binding of moisture by protein. Salt is also used, as fermentation control. In baked products, it controls the fermentation rate and ratios of the colonies of bacteria, yeast, and molds. In cheese, salt helps to assure the dominance of the desired flora and controls the rate of fermentation. So here we have a set from Trader Joe's in the US, but these salts have been gathered from all over the world, and they each impart their own special flavor and experience to your foods. You can also see they're attractively presented in these little capsules, which are glass. We have a nice metal top. The size of the grains varies a bit from salt to salt, depending on the nature of how they're collected, but they are designed that they can either be sprinkled on your food in the larger grain size, or they can be used in a grinder to turn them into a smaller size as desired. So, the first salt we have here is the Kalahari desert salt. This salt comes from the Gadkardil salt pan, which is situated in the middle of the dry savanna of northeastern Botswana. It is one of the largest salt flats in the world. Salt water from an ancient underground lake, which is fed by subterranean streams, is brought and laid to rest on a pan, then sun-dried and harvested. The production of salt is a very sustainable activity. The industries in many cases have been going on for hundreds or thousands of years with no need to stop, really, because generally the sources of salt are quite large. I'll see throughout this collection, the origin of salt is almost always the ocean, whether it's more recent or very ancient. Even over here, in the large block of salt, such as this Himalayan salt lamp, next is our Hawaiian black lava salt. This salt is not naturally black, but it does come from the volcanic islands of Hawaii. The black color is imported by the addition of activated charcoal. The flavor of this salt is wonderful. It has a nice coarse grain, and it is great for finishing pork and seafood. And it also has a lovely color in the collection. It's the only one that has an addition like that. The oak smoke salt, we'll get to at the end as well. All of the other, so these 5 are all naturally colored salts. Now let's move to the Hawaiian red salt. Gets its name from the reddish, iron-rich volcanic clay area from which it is harvested. You can just imagine stepping onto a red sand beach that's quite similar in color. I've actually been. I never thought to scoop down and see if it tasted like salt though. The Hawaiian red salt is a very historical and revered salt. It's been used for centuries by the Hawaiians for cleansing, purification, and for blessing their tools. It adds an attractive finish and has a very robust flavor. It is also a great addition to traditional island dishes such as poke and pipikaula. It's a great way to transport yourself to Hawaii. Now let's look at the Inca sun salt. This is one of my favorite salts. The Inca sun salt comes from the highlands of the Peruvian Andes. It is also sometimes called Andean salt. It continues to be harvested in the same traditional way that the Inca used over 500 years ago. A powerful salt water spring near Machu Picchu floods over 1,500 terraced 10-centimeter deep basins. The pools are then dammed and the sun does the rest of the work, evaporating the water and leaving concentrated crust of sun salt in the basin. After a few weeks, the salt is concentrated enough so that harvesting can take place. It is a very fine delicacy. You can see it has a more flaky texture. It's been compared to fleur de sel, which is also a sun-dried salt. Very notable in this production is the high purity of the spring water which fills the pools, as the spring is over 3,000 meters above sea level and far from any industry. This is a particularly pure salt, and what a history as well. It's lovely, just delicate and beautiful. Now let us move to the blue Persian salt. This salt is mined. So sea salt is usually extracted from salt ponds, as we've seen with a couple of our others. But Persian blue salt is a fossil or gem whose crystals were formed 100 million years ago in Precambrian seas. This sapphire blue salt formed as inland seas and lakes evaporated. The Persian blue salt existed 100 million years ago, along with the species that disappeared at the time of the extinction of the dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous period, due to an asteroid, a volcanic eruption, or the retreat of the oceans. It's also coexistent with large marine and flying reptiles, the ammonites, and dinosaurs. The blue color of this Iranian salt comes from sylvanite. Sylvanite is a potassium mineral, only present in the halite salts. They're normally pink and blue in color and are extremely. This salt is extracted from the mountains of the Semnan province in northern Iran, specifically in the Argos mountain range. This Persian blue salt has been noted to reduce the acidity of food due to its strong, almost lemony notes. It is a very dry salt, so you can put it in your salt mill. It can be used as a rock salt or ground to enhance fish and babalut. You can use it with tomato salads, gazpacho, homemade tomato sauce, and a wide range of your daily dishes. Grind them in your salt mill or crack them roughly with a pestle and mortar, or simply use them to decorate your dishes. Very sought after salt is the blue Persian salt. Now, one of perhaps the most well-known, very well-marketed, perhaps because of lovely objects such as this, is our Himalayan pink salt. It's known as one of the purest forms of salt in the world. It's harvested by hand from the Gourmet salt mine in the Himalayan mountains of Pakistan. Contains the 84 natural minerals and elements found in the human body. The mineral content gives it a bold flavor, so it can be used as both a cooking and a finishing salt. Now, if you want your world to be changed, then this is the salt for you. This is South African oak smoked salt. It's salt that is cold smoked in small batches over chipped pieces of old oak barrels. It's more delicate than other smoked flavors, with a gentle smoky flavor and a hint of savory. It is fantastic with seafood and in delicate sauces or soups. So the foundation of smoked salts is sea flakes that have been infused with smoke from real untreated wood. No artificial colors or flavors. The salt is smoked with bark-free woods for up to 2 weeks. During that time, the wood imparts its own unique flavor profile to the salt, which can range from subtle to bold to sweet. Smoked salt is perfect for enhancing the salinity of a dish, while imparting the smokiness inherent to burnt wood. And of course, the flavor will be unique from wood to wood. It's perfect for everyone, from meat eaters who want to beef up a barbecue, to vegans and vegetarians looking to add flame-grilled flavor to a dish. Again, the smoking is all just done on wood, so it is a completely vegan product. You can use it in lieu of grilling. You can add that smoky flavor without having to flame grill. You can use it to season a snack. You can sprinkle it on a grilled cheese sandwich. Add it to salad or fresh veggies. You can even throw a pinch onto some melon, watermelon, or cantaloupe for a salty, sweet snack. You can try some smoked salt with your eggs or avocado. Use it in sauces, stews, marinades. It is a perfect match for your meats. It can be on its own or part of an herb and spice rub. You can garnish your drink with it. It's great with a Bloody Mary or margarita. You can also use this salt on your sweet dishes if you're feeling particularly adventurous. A pinch of salted caramel ice cream works a charm, or a smoky bourbon syrup, or just a nice sprinkle on some fresh fruit. It's a lot of fun. If you are interested in smoked salts, we do have a whole line of those. So that is the collection comes displayed in this lovely box with the mermaid on the front, showing the connection to the sea. Shows the names of each of the salts. This makes a wonderful gift for those back home. So it would be wonderful for them to receive, particularly the foodies in your life. Lots for them to explore within this. And it would be great for yourself as well. So, what do you say? Do you want me to grab one of these for you? Wonderful. I'll go and get